While the world sleeps, the silent workshop of your mind is still at work. The night hours are not empty, they are sacred. In the stillness of sleep, the seeds you plant in your subconscious take root and grow without resistance. This is the perfect time to awaken the millionaire's mind, for at night the gatekeepers of doubt are quiet, and the soul hears clearly. Wealth is not merely gold and currency, it is an inner knowing, a divine inheritance. You were not born to scrape by, you were born to overflow. The millionaire's mind is not formed in the struggle of the day, it is fashioned in the calm of the night, when the imagination is free to weave the life you desire. As you drift into rest, every thought you hold is like a decree sent into the unseen. The law works while you sleep, shaping the circumstances that will greet you at dawn. If you lie down thinking of lack, lack will multiply. But if you fall asleep with the vision of abundance, abundance will rush to meet you. Your subconscious is like rich soil. It will return whatever you plant without question. Plant thoughts of prosperity, of limitless opportunity, of divine supply that cannot fail. Let your last words before sleep be words of power. I live in an abundant universe. Money flows to me freely. I awaken rich in every way. The night is your silent partner in creation. The same intelligence that governs the stars governs your affairs. As you rest, divine order arranges people, places, and events to bring your goods swiftly and without effort. You do not have to know the how, you only have to hold the vision and feel it real. So tonight, lay aside the burdens of the day. Refuse to rehearse fears or debts in your mind. Instead, enter sleep with gratitude for the riches already on their way. You are not asking, you are accepting, you are not hoping, you are knowing. The millionaire's mind is awakened when you believe, even in dreams, that your wealth is certain and your cup runs over. The subconscious is most receptive during sleep because in those quiet hours, the noise of the outer world fades away. The constant chatter of the conscious mind, the worries, doubts, and the endless reasoning that often blocks the flow of good, all grow silent. In this state of stillness, the subconscious opens like fertile soil, ready to receive the seeds of thought without resistance. Whatever is impressed upon it during these moments takes root deeply, growing into tangible experiences in the waking world. This is why the moments before sleep are sacred, because they hold the power to reshape destiny. When you are awake, your conscious mind often questions, analyzes, and rejects ideas it deems unrealistic. You might say an affirmation in the daylight, but then your rational mind argues against it. How will this happen? Is it even possible? These questions can weaken the impression made on the subconscious, but at night, when the body relaxes and the conscious mind releases its grip, these defenses fall away. What you think and feel in these moments passes straight into the subconscious without interference, as if the gates to creation are wide open. This is the divine opportunity to plant the truth of abundance. Imagine the wealth you desire. Feel the joy of financial freedom. Picture yourself already in possession of it. Do not approach it with strain or desperation. Approach it as if you were stepping into something that is already yours by right. Your subconscious does not know the difference between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It will accept what you give it as fact and will begin moving unseen forces to bring it into manifestation. Think of the subconscious as a silent worker who never sleeps, who takes every instruction you give and works day and night to fulfill it. When you feed it images of struggle and shortage, it will work tirelessly to bring you more of the same. But when you feed it images of ease, wealth, and overflowing good, it will just as faithfully construct the conditions for these to become your reality. This is why you must guard your thoughts before you drift off, for the last thing you think about at night becomes the blueprint for what the subconscious will work on while you rest. The most powerful way to use this receptivity is through repetition and feeling. It is not enough to think a thought mechanically. You must feel it deeply. If you want to awaken the millionaire's mind, feel the security of wealth as you lie in bed. feel the gratitude for all that is coming. Let your imagination be so vivid that it feels as if the dream has already come true. This emotional energy charges the idea, making it magnetic to your reality. The subconscious is moved not just by words, but by the vibration of belief and emotion behind them. As you drift into sleep, remember that you are not working alone. The same intelligence that keeps your heart beating and the stars in their courses is guiding your affairs. You are simply giving it the image to work from. If you offer it images of fear, it will construct more fear. If you offer it images of wealth, it will construct more wealth. The choice is always yours. So each night, take a few minutes before sleep to consciously select the thoughts and feelings you will carry into the night. Speak them softly to yourself, or hold them in the silence of your mind. I am rich in every way. Money flows to me with ease. My life is filled with abundance. Fall asleep in the feeling of it being done, and let the receptive power of your subconscious go to work while you rest. The harvest will surely come, for the law never fails. Wealth begins as an inner knowing, not outer striving, because the outer world is only a mirror of what is already established within. So many people chase wealth with restless effort, working harder, pushing more, striving endlessly. Yet they remain in lack because their inner belief is still one of scarcity. They hope to find security in money, when in truth, security must first be found within. Without the consciousness of wealth, even great riches can slip away. But when the mind is anchored in the knowing that abundance is a divine birthright, outer wealth becomes a natural reflection of that inner state. Inner knowing is not built on numbers in a bank account or possessions in a home. It is the quiet, unshakable awareness that the source of all supply is within you and cannot be exhausted. It is an understanding that true prosperity is not given by man, nor can it be taken away by circumstances. This knowing is not swayed by market conditions, job titles, or sudden changes. It stands firm because it is rooted in spiritual law, the law that says, "As within, so without." When you truly know you are wealthy in consciousness, life must shape itself to match that conviction. The trouble is, many confuse outer striving with true creation. They think if they just do more, hustle harder, or accumulate faster, wealth will come. But outer striving without inner alignment often leads to burnout, anxiety, and a constant fear of loss. Even if money comes, it feels fragile, as if it could vanish at any moment. This is because the foundation has not been set. Without the inner knowing, wealth is like a house built on sand. One wave of circumstance and it crumbles. The millionaire's mind is built on rock, a steady, unwavering awareness that supply is limitless and already theirs in essence. This inner wealth is cultivated through thought, imagination, and feeling. You must think as the wealthy think, see as the wealthy see, and feel as the wealthy feel, before the physical proof appears. This is not pretending, it is aligning with truth. The truth is that you are already connected to the infinite storehouse of the universe. The same power that sustains the stars sustains your every need. When you live from that truth, opportunities, ideas, and resources begin to flow toward you in ways that defy logic. The shift happens when you stop looking to the outer world for validation and begin looking inward for confirmation. Instead of asking, "How can I get more?" you begin declaring, "I already have all that I need, and more is on the way." This is not wishful thinking, it is the language of creation. When you speak and feel from this place, you send out a vibration that calls to itself the outer conditions that match your inner state. The wealthy do not chase, they attract. They attract because they believe deeply in their own abundance. When you operate from inner knowing, every action you take is infused with confidence and expectancy, not desperation. You may work, but you do not strive. You may plan, but you do not worry. You may invest, but you do not fear loss. This calm assurance is magnetic. It draws to you the very things others chase after in vain. Wealth becomes an effortless expression, not a forced achievement. To awaken the millionaire's mind, you must first awaken to the truth that your wealth is not somewhere out there, waiting for you. It is already within, waiting to be recognized. Once that recognition is firm, the outer striving becomes merely the joyful unfolding of what you already know to be true. And when you walk in this awareness, life will meet you with open hands, for it cannot do otherwise. Night thoughts shape the circumstances of the day because the mind does not stop creating when the body sleeps. In fact, the hours of sleep are some of the most potent for creation, for the subconscious is fully open and unguarded. The thoughts, images, and feelings you entertain as you drift into rest do not fade away. They continue to work in the silence, impressing themselves deeper into the fabric of your being. By morning, those impressions begin to take form in your attitudes, your words, your choices, and ultimately the events that unfold. This is why the quality of your night thoughts is so important. They are the architects of tomorrow. When you lie in bed replaying the problems of the day, worrying over what may come, or feeling the weight of lack, you are unknowingly instructing your subconscious to create more of the same. It does not judge or filter your input. It simply accepts whatever you dwell upon as truth and works to make it real. If you drift into sleep with anxiety over bills, your subconscious will set the stage for more experiences that confirm shortage. If you fall asleep feeling powerless, you awake to a world that reflects that powerlessness. This is the quiet, unseen way the law works, always creating according to the seed you plant, but you are not bound to plant seeds of lack. You can choose with intention to plant visions of abundance instead. Just as a gardener carefully selects what seeds to sow, you can select the thoughts you take with you into sleep. See yourself living the life you desire. Feel yourself surrounded by prosperity. Imagine the security of knowing that all your needs are met before they arise. Let these visions fill your mind so completely that they become your last conscious thoughts before you surrender to rest. When you plant visions of abundance at night, you are programming your subconscious to work for you instead of against you. In the stillness of sleep, it begins to gather ideas, align circumstances, and draw opportunities toward you that match the image you impressed. You may wake with sudden inspiration, meet someone unexpectedly who holds a key to your desire, or notice a door opening where before there was none. This is no accident. It is the harvest of the seeds you planted in the night. The beauty of this process is that it does not require strain or force. You do not need to know the exact steps your subconscious will take. You only need to provide it with a clear and consistent vision. Just as a seed does not need to be dug up each day to check its progress, your vision does not need constant worry or doubt. Trust that the law is at work, and it will deliver according to the image held. The richer and more joyful the feeling you give it, the faster it will grow into reality. So each night, treat the moments before sleep as a sacred appointment with creation. Turn away from the stories of lack and limitation, for they only grow when you feed them. Instead, feed your mind with visions of plenty, wealth that overflows, opportunities that multiply, success that feels natural and effortless. Speak to yourself with gentle certainty, I am surrounded by abundance. Money flows to me freely and easily. My life is rich in every way. Let these words sink into the soil of your subconscious and rest in the knowing that the harvest will surely come. For as surely as night turns to day, the seeds you plant before sleep will bloom in the light of tomorrow. Plant visions of abundance, not seeds of lack, for whatever you sow in the fertile ground of your mind will take root and grow. The mind is like a garden. It does not discriminate between weeds and flowers. It simply brings forth whatever is planted and nourished. If you continually think thoughts of shortage, fear, and limitation, you are scattering the seeds of lack and the harvest will match them in kind. But if you consistently hold images of prosperity, ease, and plenty, you are sowing the seeds of abundance, and your life will blossom with the fruit of those visions. Seeds of lack are planted every time you dwell on what is missing, every time you compare yourself to others and feel less, every time you believe the lie that there is not enough for you. These thoughts take root quietly, but their effect becomes visible over time in opportunities missed, in constant struggle, in financial drought. The danger is that lack often disguises itself as being realistic or facing the facts. Yet the true fact is that the universe is limitless and there is no shortage in divine supply. Lack only exists in the mind that accepts it. When you choose to plant visions of abundance, you are making a deliberate stand for truth. You are affirming that your source is infinite and cannot be exhausted. This is not blind optimism. It is aligning yourself with the spiritual law that produces according to its kind. An abundant thought attracts abundant conditions, just as surely as an apple seed grows into an apple tree. The law never fails. What you plant is what you will reap. So plant wisely. Planting visions of abundance begins with imagination. See yourself living the life you desire, free from debt, secure in wealth, surrounded by beauty, contributing generously. Feel what it would be like to wake up in that reality. Let your mind explore the details without limitation. Imagination is not idle fantasy. It is the blueprint from which your life is built. Just as a builder must first have a plan, your subconscious must first have a clear image to work from. The planting process also requires feeling. A vision without emotion is like a seed left on the surface of the soil. It will not take root. When you add feeling to your vision, you drive it deep into the subconscious where it can grow. Feel gratitude for your abundance as if it were already here. Feel joy, freedom, and security. The subconscious accepts these feelings as proof of reality and begins arranging the outer world to match them. Guard your mental garden diligently. Weeds of doubt and fear can creep in unnoticed, especially when you are influenced by the opinions of others or the appearances of lack in the world around you. The moment you catch yourself thinking thoughts of shortage, uproot them immediately and replace them with a vision of plenty. This is not denial, it is discipline. Just as a gardener must be vigilant to protect the crop, you must be vigilant to protect the visions you have planted. Remember, abundance is not something you chase. It is something you grow. You cultivate it within until it appears without. You do not need to force the harvest. You need only plant the right seeds and tend to them faithfully. In time, the evidence will show in ways that seem miraculous. Unexpected opportunities, open doors, financial flow, and blessings that arrive without strain. This is the power of planting visions of abundance. For as surely as the seed holds the promise of the tree, your thoughts hold the promise of the life you are destined to live. Divine order works for you while you rest because the same unseen intelligence that spins the planets and governs the tides is also guiding the details of your life. When you release your worries and surrender to the night, you step aside and allow this higher power to arrange all things for your good. While you sleep, the pieces begin to fall into place. People are moved into position, opportunities are prepared, and circumstances are aligned in ways your waking mind could never calculate. The work is being done without your strain or struggle, for divine order never sleeps. Too often, people believe they must carry the full burden of their desires, pushing and forcing results into being. This restless effort only creates tension, which blocks the very good they are seeking. The truth is, you are not the sole architect of your destiny. You are the co-creator. Your role is to hold the vision and trust that the unseen forces of life are already making it real. When you go to bed in a state of worry, you interrupt the flow of divine order. But when you rest in peace, knowing all is well, you open the way for the perfect solution to emerge. Divine order is the invisible hand that turns obstacles into stepping stones. You may face a closed door today, but while you sleep, the right door is being unlocked. You may not yet see the path forward, but while you rest, the road is being cleared. This is why you must release the need to control every step. Divine order works best when you step back and allow it to operate without interference. Your only responsibility is to maintain faith and expectancy, to believe that what is yours will come in the perfect way and perfect time. The night hours are the ideal time to anchor this trust. As you drift into sleep, let your thoughts be filled with images of your desire already fulfilled. Feel the gratitude of having it now. Imagine the joy, the ease, and the freedom it brings. Then release it entirely into the hands of the higher power, knowing that the order of the universe cannot fail. You do not need to know the exact route your good will take to reach you, only that it is on the way, and it will arrive precisely when it should. One of the most remarkable truths is that divine order does not require your conscious attention to work. Just as your heart beats without your instruction, the law of order moves without your supervision. Your job is not to make it happen, but to let it happen. In this surrender, there is great power, for you are allowing the infinite wisdom that sees all and knows all to bring about the perfect result. When you wake in the morning after resting in this assurance, you will find yourself guided by gentle impulses. You may be inspired to make a call, visit a place, or take a certain action, seemingly small steps that lead to great results. These are the promptings of divine order, guiding you effortlessly toward your highest good. Follow them without hesitation, for they are the answer to the vision you planted before sleep. So each night, give your affairs into the keeping of the higher power. Say within yourself, I release this into perfect divine order. All is well, all is unfolding, all is mine in the right way. Then let go completely. Rest, knowing that while your body sleeps, the universe is tirelessly arranging everything for your success. And when you awaken, you will walk into the evidence of that order, for it never fails those who trust it. Accept wealth as certain, even before it appears, for certainty is the seed from which all abundance grows. To wait until circumstances validate your belief is to plant hesitation and doubt, which only delay the manifestation of your desires. True wealth begins in the mind, in the firm knowing that the universe is abundant, and that you are an integral part of that abundance. When you accept it as certain, you are aligning yourself with the natural order of prosperity, creating a vibration that cannot help but draw opportunities, resources, and experiences to you. Certainty is not arrogance or wishful thinking. It is an inner alignment with the law of supply. It is the calm assurance that what is already yours in essence will find its perfect way into your life. To accept wealth as certain is to release all fear and lack, to stop asking and begin claiming. When you approach life with this knowing, every step you take, every decision you make, is supported by the invisible currents of the universe. The law always responds to the certainty of belief, not to doubt, hesitation, or begging. Many people fail to receive because they do not believe they deserve it, or because they wait for external proof before they act in faith. They think, I will be wealthy when the job comes through, when the check arrives, when the opportunity appears. But by then, their energy is caught in waiting, in lack, and the law cannot act fully. True acceptance comes first, it precedes the visible manifestation. You must claim the reality of your wealth in thought, word, and feeling before you see it, trusting that the universe is already preparing it for you. Accepting wealth as certain requires a shift in consciousness. It demands that you no longer focus on limitations or fears, but instead cultivate a vision of abundance that feels real and immediate. Imagine the comfort of financial freedom, the joy of giving, the security of knowing that all your needs are met. Feel it as fully as you would if it were already present. The subconscious cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined truth and a material reality. It accepts it as real and begins working tirelessly to bring it into form. This certainty is strengthened by gratitude, By expressing thanks for the wealth you know is coming, you signal to the universe that you recognize it as yours. Gratitude is the magnetic force that accelerates manifestation. The more you feel gratitude in advance, the more certain the reality becomes in the unseen world. When you walk in the confidence of having already received, you create a resonance that attracts the people, circumstances, and resources that reflect your inner knowing. It is also essential to maintain unwavering focus. Thoughts of doubt, worry, or what if it doesn't happen, act like weeds, weakening the seed of certainty. Every time such thoughts arise, gently replace them with affirmations of abundance. I am rich in every way. Wealth flows to me effortlessly. My good is certain and unstoppable. Repeat these thoughts until they become the fabric of your consciousness, and the universe will respond accordingly. To accept wealth as certain is to live in a state of expectancy, joy, and trust, regardless of current appearances. You no longer chase or plead, you receive. You no longer fear lack, you know plenty. By holding this inner certainty, you are planting the most powerful seed of all, one that grows invisibly, relentlessly, and inevitably into the life of abundance that is your birthright. The moment you accept it fully, the universe moves to fulfill your vision, and what was once only imagined begins to appear as real, tangible, and overflowing.